Welcome back to this edition of Hannity. Now, tonight, Biden's border crisis is worse than ever as a record number of migrants and traffickers now continue to pour through our wide-open border. Now, last month, a 7-year-old and her grandmother, they were tragically killed in a car crash as a smuggler tried to evade police. Earlier this week, Mayorkas, he was grilled over the tragedy, and he testified on Capitol Hill, laughably claims that the border is secure. It is not. Here's what he said.
They're sitting right behind you. They came here today because they want answers. They came here today because of the failures of you and your leadership. They came here because they want closure. They deserve answers. Mr. Mayorkas, will you turn around and offer them your condolences and an apology for the failure of your administration that led to the death of their loved ones? They're right there. They're standing right there.
Congressman.
Mr. Secretary, they're standing there, and I think they deserve an apology from you. Mr. Mayorkas, do you disagree with the head Border Patrol agent when he said that our border is not secure?
Congressman, I have testified to that issue.
So you do disagree with him? You disagree with your chief of Border Patrol?
I respectfully do in that regard.
This guy is beyond pathetic. Now, meanwhile, a report this week came out and says the Biden administration turned a blind eye to migrants at the border being forced into child labor, leading to this very tense exchange between Senator Josh Hawley and Mayorkas, who, as usual, deflected blame back to Donald Trump. Take a look.
Why have you permitted 345,000 children to come into this country unaccompanied? Why have you permitted thousands of them to be abused and exploited?
Senator, what we do is we enforce the law. But let me just say this.
But you're not.
It is stunning to me, stunning, to hear you say that the prior administration reunited children with their parents.
Oh, I see. So this is their fault?
When in fact,
you're not going to take any responsibility for the indentured servitude and exploitation of children that is happening on your watch. A moment ago, you were crowing about the fact that you treated children so well, and yet we find tens of thousands of children who are forced to work as slaves because of your policies, and you turn around and blame a prior administration. Mr. Secretary, this is par for the course for you.
All right, here with reaction, investigative reporter, Fox News contributor Sarah Carter, and National Border Patrol Council President Brandon Judd. I am so angry when this guy says time after time, Sarah, you have been at that border how many times doing reports? Oh. How many times is he going to get away with saying that the border is secure? That border is not secure. It's that simple.
That border is not secure, Sean, and I'm about ready to send him a copy of my children's book, Club Awesome Sauce, to explain to him why rules matter and why we need to follow rules, not only to protect the children in our own country, but to protect the children that are being trafficked into our country. There are 85,000 children that have disappeared into the fabric of this country that Office of Refugee Resettlement knows they cannot find them. They've asked HHS Secretary Xavier Becerra, tell us where these children are. Some of these children have been abused, like Hawley has said. They've been found in homes that are not their parents nor guardians. These children have been sexually abused. This is unheard of, and this is all because the Biden administration has a chaotic border that they want. They want to leave this border open. And this is the reason why our Border Patrol agents, our immigration and customs enforcement officers have their hands tied behind their backs and are coming out and are saying we need to do something about this now before something worse happens in our country.
Brandon, they keep blaming Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. My question to you is, when you compare and contrast Donald Trump and his policies to Joe Biden and Mayorkas and their policies, what are the major differences?
We have to understand where I come from. I am not a former Border Patrol agent. I am an actual current federal employee. I see what goes on every single day. I have to deal with this every single day. We take children into custody every single day, and we understand what's going to happen to them. We know that they're going to be released into the United States, and they're going to go into indentured servitude. Those are the policy changes that we currently see. Every single time you hear Mayorkas speak, he gives nothing but political rhetoric. He does not give any facts. So let's look at actual facts. There have been more people that crossed crossed the border illegally into the United States and have been released into the United States than in our history. There's more fentanyl flowing across our borders than in our history. Cartels are making more money than in our history. There are more people that are crossing the border illegally and evading apprehension than in our history. We are apprehending more people on the terrorist watch list than in our history. All of those are indisputable facts, yet Mayorkas spews nothing but rhetoric. None of that happened under President Trump. We had the border secure because we had the proper policies and programs. And by the way, Sean, policies and programs don't cost the American public a dime. All we have to do is implement the proper laws and we will be able to shut the border down. But we can't do it under this administration because they want the chaos.
Now, Sarah, you reported on drugs, human trafficking, and sex abuse a lot on this program. How bad is it for people that don't know?
It's horrific, Sean. Some of these children, we have more than 20,000 children in Mexico that have completely disappeared. That's before they even make it to our border. Inside the United States, we have people that abuse them. These children are trafficked. I've seen pictures, which we can't show, obviously, on the show, but children in the back of trunks of vehicles, children being trafficked alone, some of them young 3-year-old children with grown men in a vehicle or coming over the mountains. There are children being lost right now in Panama coming through the Darien Gap. I just spoke to Michael Yon. He has been collecting information. There's rape kits that they're handing out to people. Imagine what is happening, and this is happening all because of the policy of the Biden administration. We never saw this under President Trump, and I've been covering the border for 20 years.
All right, thank you both. So sad, so preventable on top of that. Thank you both. Anyway, more Hannity straight ahead.